Hi everyone, and welcome to the Squashworks Flutter app. What is Squashworks? Well, Squashworks is a squash club in downtown Salt Lake City. It's a small family-run business, and squash is a sport similar to racquetball, except the ball doesn't bounce as much, requiring you to run up and down the court and hit shots that require a little bit more precision and skill. Now I want to talk about the Squashworks website because most of the members at Squashworks are getting up there in age. They're between the years 50 and 80. And the Squashworks website, while it gets the job done, is pretty old and not user friendly if you're getting up there in age. Now, there are a lot of buttons, they aren't serviced, so there are potential features, but really they would have to be updated by the owner, and he just doesn't have enough time to do all of that since it's a small family run business. The club could really use a simple mobile app, and my main goal was to develop that app, but also make it user friendly if you're above the age of 50. Now, here is what the Squashworks website looks like. For example, there are tons of text, a lot of buttons. Most of them don't lead anywhere. For example, no activity, currently no tournaments you're signed up for. It's a little confusing. What is the Squashworks mobile app? The Squashworks app, I want to have 3 key features, and I want those features to be easy to use and user friendly. I want people to be able to reserve squash courts on the go from their phone. I want the app to have a dynamic ladder system, which is specifically made for competitive types like me to see where they stand against other members in the club. And then I want the app to have a pro shop where members can pay for items, rackets, towel rentals from their phone. In this app, I created using Flutter and Firestore. These are all Google designs, so they work together seamlessly, and they are coded using the Dart programming language. Okay, let's see a live demonstration. First of all, I wanted to mention that Flutter is a cross-platform development tool, so my app will be available on iOS and Android. Now here I have 2 screens because I want to show in this live demo how my app works with other user input in real time. The first thing you see is the login screen, and here you can either log in, or if you want to create a new account, you can hit create new account. Now if you already had text in the sign up screen, it'll save those entries when you switch to create an account. But here we already have an account, so we can go back and we can log in. And now over here, I will also log in as a different user. And both phones are in. Okay, so the first thing you see when you log into the Squashworks app is the reservation screen. This is the main feature that I want to show the second you get in, because this feature will probably be used the most. Here we have 6 courts at Squashworks, and as you can see right now, you can see court 1 and court 2 and the time slots. Now the screens are scrollable, so you can see all 6 courts. Now on the reserve screen, the time slots go from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. My app works with the real time, so if you are past the time slot, so it's 9:16 right now, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., they are turned off. You can't reserve a time that is already passed. So we have 10 a.m. through 5 a.m. available. Let's just say this user wants to book 1 p.m. Do you want to reserve a court 1 at 1 p.m.? Yes. It'll highlight red and it's booked. As you can see in the other phone, in real time, that updated as well, and it showed the name of the user. In this phone, let's go to court 2 and say that this user, Evan, wants to book court 2 at 11 a.m. Do you want to reserve court 2 at 11 a.m.? Yes. It books. In real time, it updates on the other phone. Now this is how it works for the reservation system, but if you want to go on a different day, we have a calendar, which you can just, it's slidable. You can go to different dates. So if we pick tomorrow, Friday, we can go here and all of the time slots are available. And we can say, let's reserve 4 p.m. Court 1. Now, on the other phone, if we go to Friday, 4 p.m. is booked. Now, if we went back in time, Wednesday on the 9th, they're all unbookable. You can't book things in the past. So you can go using this calendar to pick any day, and it all saves in Firebase in the database. And this floating button will just return you back to the current date. That if you try and book a time slot that's been booked by someone else, you're not going to be able to do so. The Android is logged in currently as Evan right now. So if I try and book 1 p.m. that's booked by Jimena, it says time slot already booked. That's not available. Now, the next big feature, the dynamic ladder system. So in the tab, this is under ladder. Here, it's going to show every member in the club and their ranking, and it's ordered from first to last. So here we have a scrollable list. It'll expand as users expand. And if a new user is created, it'll automatically assign you your ranking as the last spot. So a new user would be at 12 underneath Craig Bennett. So currently, the iOS is logged in as Jimena Schultz, and it also show your record. And right now, Jimena Schultz, her record is 2-1. The Android again is Evan George, record 1-2. If you want to challenge someone, you click on the person's tile. So if Jimena wanted to challenge Evan, click on the tile, and it would say, do you want to challenge Evan George to a best of 5 ranked match? Now, if you click on yourself, you cannot challenge yourself. So let's see Jimena challenges Evan for the top spot. She would challenge Evan George, best 5 ranked match. Yes. Now you would have a challenge form. Here, this is what you would input the games after the challenge was played. So let's say they played the match and Jimena beat Evan 3-1. At this point, there's at this tab, the alerts tab, you would see you have a new pending result. It says you beat Evan George 3-1, result pending, and it shows the date. Now, on the Android, if Evan goes to the alerts, he has a slightly different notification. It says you lost to Jimena Schultz 3-1. Now, if you've been challenged, you have the option to confirm or reject the result. I built that so that one person can't just challenge people and say they beat them and they're lying about their scores just to hack the rankings and go to the top. You need dual authentication. So, Evan George, the challengee, has lost to Jimena Schultz 3-1. If they confirm, first of all, the border turned from red to green, indicating that the challenge result was confirmed, and the buttons went away, and it now says you lost Jimena Schultz 3-1. Likewise, in real time on the other side, the result went from pending to confirmed, the border went to green, and now the record should be updated and the ladder should be updated. Like so. Jimena, in real time, jumped the number 1 spot, and her record win improved by 1. Evan George, record loss went up by 1, and he dropped to the 2nd spot. And this was updated in both apps in real time. So that's a really cool feature that I'm excited about. Okay, for the rest of the demo, I'm just going to show one screen, and I want to focus on the iPhone. I also wanted to mention that the ladder algorithm for when you challenge someone, right now you just swap places, but that is going to be much more complex in the future. Okay, so I wanted to show that you can always log out, and now I want to show creating a new account. So we'll create an account for Donovan Mitchell. Go Jazz. Let's sign him up. Okay. So we can go to his profile. He's ranked last place, and right now there's not a lot of info, but he can go into edit profile, and he can update his info. So you can put in your first name, your last name. You can put in a phone number. I don't know his actual phone number. I think he's 23. I don't know. Righty. Save that info. So now his profile page is updated with his info. In the future, I'm working on putting in an actual profile picture. Now if we go back to the ladder screen, like I said, new users will be put in last place. So here he is, last place. And that's how you create a new account, and this is what the profile page looks like. So now I've covered the reserve system, the ladder system, the alerts for if you have challenges, and the profile page. Lastly, we have the Pro Shop. And the Pro Shop is going to be for members to pay for towels or gear, schedule lessons, restring their rackets. And this is something that is still to be finished. It will be on my to-do list for future purposes. And that is where I'm just going to have them be able to go in, pick an item, and that will be linked to either a Square plugin or Stripe. And that is my Squashworks app. And lastly, I did just want to mention that I have been working close with the owner, and this is something that he really wants, so I will continue working on this after this program, and this is something that I really hope to publish and that our users are going to use. Okay.